Hey, how's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. Big day at the camp today, and for my channel. Over the weekend, I achieved 1,000 subscribers. So, thank you very, very much. All my loyal viewers that tune in each week and leave comments, I sure love you and appreciate what you do for the channel and for me. And for those who just drop by every now and then to have a look, see what's going on at the camp and see what projects are up to, I'd like to thank you too. And for all the new subscribers that I have, and you know, it's just unbelievable. There's a couple other people I'd like to thank as well. First of all, I'd like to thank a special thanks to Steve Robb from Steve Robb Reviews and Steve Robb Report. Steve put a little video out there promoting my channel, and that got me a bunch of subs. Like, I got over 100 subs from that one video. So thanks very much, Steve, for recognizing me and shouting out about my channel. Your channel is just awesome. Both your channels are awesome. And I just don't know how to thank you for doing what you did for me there. I appreciate it a lot. And another guy I'd like to thank is Old Sneelock's Workshop. Dave from Old Sneelock's Workshop, thank you very much for all your help and support. Some time ago, Dave put an end screen on his videos. It's been over a month. It's probably closer to 2 months. Dave put an end screen on his videos from Old Sneelock's Workshop promoting my channel. And just quietly he did that, and I got a lot of subs from that too. So thank you a lot, Dave, for that, for supporting my channel and help bolster my numbers. And also, when I was first getting started, getting my channel going, besides Steve Robb giving me lots of pointers and some information and ideas and clues on how I could get on the tracks, Gord from GP Outdoors, he contacted me just on his own. He contacted me and he offered to give me some guidance, and I much appreciate that guidance too, Gord. Your ideas and tips on how to establish your channel and, you know, make it stable and hopefully put good content in it. So, like, for Steve and Dave and Gord and for all the other people who have offered me advice and tips in the last, well, just over 2 years, about 2¼ years now, sure appreciate it. And I achieved this personal goal that I had set way back even when I first started my channel, that I got to 1,000 subs. Now, let me just say a little thing about that. 1,000 subs in the YouTube world, 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time equates to monetization of your channel. YouTube is all about doing what, for me, it's all about doing what you need to do with what you have. And I just wanted to show that we all have that skill and capability. So monetization was not the main goal of my channel. It was to show that we can do what we have to do, and by doing it on YouTube, I was able to interact with a lot of viewers, and I love that exchange. I love the comments. I love getting comments, and I try to respond to every one of them. A little thing too about the comments. When I first started my YouTube channel, I was very eager to interact with the viewers. That's, like I say, that was an important thing for me. So I responded to every comment, and I tried to put, like, not just thanks a lot for viewing. You know, I wanted to put some personal content exchange back and forth in those comments. And I enjoyed that, and I still do. What I find now, though, like, I'm getting a lot of views, getting a lot of comments, and like I say, I enjoy that, get a lot of comments. But it's taken me a long time now to read all the comments and respond to all those comments. I'm not a real typist, so, like, I'll type and then reread, make corrections, things like that. So it takes, you know, a fair amount of time to respond to each comment. I still plan on responding to all the comments, don't get me wrong, and I love the comments, keep them coming, because that's the exchange that I like. But my responses may not be as, I don't know, as in-depth as they once were. But anyway, that's my problem, not yours. Just keep the comments coming, that's what I'm after. And I do have a little bit of a project today that I'm going to stick in this video, and it's the fall of the year now. Like, today is the day after Canadian Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving all you Canadian viewers out there, and happy early Thanksgiving to American viewers. And I'm not sure about other parts of the world if you have kind of a Thanksgiving celebration or not, but anyways, happy fall. But anyway, after Thanksgiving here at the camp, there's lots of things I have to start doing to prepare for the winter. And one of the things that I'm going to do today, the project is, I have to take down my Evapotranspiration Gauge from my CoCoRaHs weather reporting station. But I have to take that Evapotranspiration Gauge in because it's filled with water, and this morning it was -4 here this morning, and my gauge was froze. It wasn't frozen enough to damage it, but the water inside the gauge was frozen. So we're going to go get that now and take her in for the winter. So, chilly morning at the camp this morning. The lake is pretty flat. Looks nice, eh? It was beautiful here last night. Nice sunny day for Thanksgiving. And a beautiful sunset. And across the lake there, the tree line over there, as the sun sets in the west, which is off to the left here, the sun just makes that far shore just glow. And some nice with the colors. We don't have as good colors as we normally get. I think it's because we had such a dry summer that the trees just, they didn't get the good color in them. But there's some of them that are red. Looks pretty good. So here's a look at Nanny's garden. Now if you were to talk to Nanny, she may tell you that the garden didn't do that great, although there were some things in the garden she was pleased about. But I think the garden did fantastic this year. But not as good as other years, I have to agree with Nanny on that point. But it's still nice. Anyway, she was out the last 3 days here, and she just about has the garden cleared out. There's a little bit here of kale, and then down in the second last bed, the little green you see down there, we left a few carrots in there. But other than that, she's all gone for the winter. So these are my CoCoRaHs gauges. There's the rain gauge here and the one over there, the evapotranspiration, or ET gauge we call it. This gauge is called the ET gauge, or evapotranspiration gauge, and this is a column of water. There's distilled water in this, and this is a ceramic disc that sits on top of it with this green fabric felt top on it, or it's like a felt, it's canvasy kind of. Anyway, that wicks up water from the column and evaporates it off here, and every day on this gauge I measure the amount of water that's been evaporated away. But one of the things that we have to be careful of is this freezing. This tube is just plastic, so the tube could break if it freezes, and the ceramic disc is very fragile and it fills with water, and if the water in that freezes, it'll crack the ceramic disc, and then the evaporation can't be measured. So we're going to take this in. It just slides off the stand. We're going to take her in the shop now and take it apart and have a look, see what's going on. So I'm going to take this evapotranspiration gauge apart now. So these two antennae just pull off the top. A couple of clips here on the side that hold this top cap in. And then there's the tube that wicks the water up into the ceramic cap. We'll just look at that in a little bit. But in here, don't know whether you can hear that, but I'm going to try and show you. If you can see in there, quite a bit of ice. So it's well past time. In fact, this morning when I was checking this, there's a little, this is a glass tube here that I use to measure the water depth. And at the bottom of the tube, right here, is just a flexible tube. And every morning before you read it, you squeeze that a couple of times to make sure that there's no air bubbles in the column, in the tube here. Well, this morning that was frozen. It's still a little bit froze right now. But anyways, it's well past time to take this in because it could have been damaged with the frost. Okay, so now this is the business end of it. This is just a tube with a rubber stopper, and we pull that out. And then inside this ceramic head, there's some foam coiled up and stuck in there, a little roll of foam. The reason for that is this head is usually filled with water. And that foam is in there too. When the water freezes and expands, that will collapse and prevent the ceramic head from breaking. So it's sort of like a safety procedure, but you can't leave it out and let it freeze totally because it will break the ceramic head. So it is ice. There's still ice water in there now. You can't see it, but I can. You can. You can hear that, it's kind of slushy. So we took her in just in time, I think. Anyhow, we turn that up to take this apart. Now we just take this, just a rubber band on the top. So we take this rubber band off because that rubber band holds this green material. It's kind of a canvasy material, and it's green so that it'll absorb some of the heat from the sun, but not totally, and allows the water to soak through it easily and evaporate. Then there's a kind of a paper cup that goes over top of that, and this paper cup it's called a wafer, and that's kind of like what it is. It's almost like newsprint, only a little thicker, and that evaporates with water and evaporates easily through this green cover here. And then we have the actual ceramic disc, and that's all it is. It's just a piece of smooth ceramic, and it's hollow inside, like I say, and that fills with water, wicks up from the column that's below it. So we're just going to let that sit there until that ice melts out of there, and when that happens, then we'll be able to pack it all up, put it in the box, and put it away until next spring when we have consecutive days without frost. So it's an interesting gauge to measure the evaporation. Like we're always interested in seeing what the rainfall is, and this is just a technique that allows us to check what the evaporation is. So you know, this time of year, the fall, the leaves are changing. It's a beautiful time of year, really. There's nothing more pretty than the trees changing color, and it seems every year, at least here in Nova Scotia, Canada, on Thanksgiving weekend, when we have so much to be thankful for, Mother Nature provides us with such a beautiful picture of all the trees and all their colors, and she never fails. Every year she does it. So there is a lot to be thankful for, you know, even in this world of COVID-19, with all the hardships and aggravation and you know, that's going on because of this pandemic and the restrictions that are nagging at everybody. There is still a lot to be thankful for. And like I said at the introduction to this video, I'm thankful for all the many people who watch my videos and who have subscribed. So thanks for that. Thanks for taking care of yourself. Thanks for looking out for your neighbor. And don't forget, COVID, we have to be aware that it's still out there, and you know, take the necessary precautions to keep ourselves and others who we come in contact with safe, so that we can celebrate Thanksgiving again next year. In the meantime, folks, I sure appreciate everybody tuning in. I can't say how much that fills me with happiness. It's just unbelievable. Thank you from you know, from my heart. It makes making YouTube videos worthwhile, and I hope to see you back again. Happy Thanksgiving. Good talk to you.